Things is your girl Queen Dee Dee with Dee Dee Said It. I'm here today. I wanted to kind of talk to you about a story. So last night before I went to bed, I don't know why I went on my phone and I seen an article, and I'm gonna bring that article to you from my phone. And I actually seen this article last night, and what I did was I sent it to my WhatsApp because I really didn't understand. If you see it, it's, I don't know if you can see it, but buddy, wait, right there is this article right here. I got this article and it says karmic relationships may feel a soulmate, but beware, it's an illusion. Karmic relationships may feel a soulmate, but beware, it's an illusion. Good morning, Trouble. How you doing? You good? Okay, I'll talk to you in a minute. Okay, you approve? Do you approve this story? What you giving me? What do you approve this story? Okay, your tail says yes. That means you want me to keep it cute and stay mute, or you want me to talk about it? Okay, so talk about it just a little bit because you're moving your tail. Okay, he want me to have this a tail end of a story, so we're gonna make this kind of quick. It depends on how this chatterbox get though. But I no, I'm gonna keep it cute. I'm always gonna be cute. I'm gonna keep it a little mute. I just happened to, and when I seen the story last night, in all honesty, it kind of reminded me of another young lady. This young lady, there was a similar situation, and I kind of have a little article that I was going to bring to you on that. But guess what? This came in lieu of it. This young lady, I started listening to her again. I don't know what made me click on this story, because you may think that I'm a YouTuber and I'm all no. I'm not all into the contents and everybody what I'm looking for. I look for what's right, and it may not be. If it's wrong, if it needs to be awareness, if you need to be exposed, that's where I come in. That's just my gratification because of what I'm going through in my personal life. But these are things I've always done. I've always ran and been to protesting and things like that. So now my newer days, when I come across someone and they make me do a double take at them, I say, Lord, what you telling me? I want to mind my business. I could never mind my business. That's why I'm in trouble now. Not just mind your business, but guess what? I think minding my business is my business. Not to mind it and to mind it. But let's keep going. I started listening to this young lady. As I'm looking at her, I see a broken person. And she can be so happy. And you can tell. But life is beating her up inside. And in a sense, she make a joke out of it. But what I noticed though, when I looked at her page, with this particular one, it says, blink twice if you are in danger. Her name is Janet Williams. Y'all subscribe to her. She has some really good content. It's for the lonely heart. Let's get into listening to just a little bit of Janet Williams. I'm going to fast forward it some. And then I'm going to stop and talk about some.
Damn, time fly, right? I'm not even having fun, and time is fucking flying. This year about to be over with. This is when winter, brutal and shit all over again, and I ain't even ready. But let's get straight to it, girls. Let's get to it. Everything, saying all the look of everything, like he was an idol, whatever. I'm idolizing him and stuff. Saying all the good shit. At the time it was going great. I've been since the day I met him to a little bit after that time. But you know, when it came down to our year anniversary, which was March 7th, things took a fucking shift. And I'm not understanding what happened, really. I gave him all of this glorification, and he turned around to be the same nigga that I dealt with for years. Because I feel like we should just be friends. Because that's what we should have started off with in the beginning as friends. But yeah, since January, I let him move in March, around our anniversary. Matter of fact, I think I gave him a key on his birthday, March 1st. And our anniversary was the 7th. And now I'm like, damn, what did I do? Like, did I do something? And it's like, it's fucking with me mentally. Because as I would get deeper into the story, I start questioning myself, like, me as a woman, what did I do? Did I do something for him to act this way, be this way, And it just happened to as soon as I give him a key, and they say as soon as you move in with a person, they show their true fucking colors. And now I'm with him 24/7. Okay, not 24/7, but I'm with him most of the time at night. Not really even that. It's just the fact that he have a key, and I get to see him when I see him. Because when I gave him a key, he didn't even fucking come in at night. Do things good just that you did it. If that makes sense to y'all. That's what I've been experiencing with him. Like, he do things just to say he did it, and he do things because there's a motive behind it that I know. He comes to pick the kids up all jazzed up. And I'm not too much of a jealous woman like I used to be. Because I know my worth a little bit more. And I say this a little bit more. I'm going to get deeper into it later. But, like, it's just the point of that's how he is. Until I just met the son. If you want to call it a meet. I didn't meet his son. We went to his house to grab a title, which I still need to go further into that. That's why I gotta make these like couple of parts, because it's a lot. We went to his house to get a title for the truck that he's driving right now, just so I could put my name on it, right? So he treat his kids like royalty and golden, like they're golden or whatever. And I'm not saying that you're not supposed to do that, but after the stories I done heard about these fucking spoiled brat ass kids, why would you do that with me? And you live with me in my house. So it was a lot. It's just like, I'm asking him like, okay, can you introduce us? We done pulled off. And I caught an attitude. It's a roller coaster with him. One minute he making me feel good, the next minute I'm crying. I mentioned in my last podcast that how he took so long to even give me the car, right? There was some things behind that. Yeah, he was taking hella long. He done been fixed that car. But he was driving that car around. Mind you, I didn't insure the car and everything. Drove it, he was just driving it around all free or whatever until he got his truck on the road. So he's driving both cars. He's driving the truck and the car. I don't know where he going or where he was going. And, they raised me, this, that, and the third. I can relate to that. But you never mention these people. You know what I mean? Like, why was they never mentioned? That's just the common courtesy to tell me that you went out to your family member's house on the phone died. That's the first thing he always go to. My phone died. I'm like, oh, in the beginning, I see a mechanic, mechanics just be like, they be forgetful. But I know one thing about a mechanic, they know how to lie. They will make a lie about anything. And the man used to always say, oh yeah, I was working on cars all night. And throw it in my face in an indirect way. And then like, I'm supposed to just, toughen up. And like, I'd be like, you don't treat me gentle. And like, his argument, he bring him up like, oh, I see what's going on. You want to get back with your kid's father. I see what's going on. How the fuck is he hitting his head? Why is he so pissed off? So when we got into our physical altercation, not too long ago either, it scared the shit out of me. Because I was supposed to have been working that day, doing deliveries and stuff, and I wound up going over where he was at somebody's shop. He's fixing on the person that owns the shop on their truck, and he getting mad at me because I'm in the car on my phone. Now it's transmission, mind you, the man still to this day never gave him the damn transmission. And I'm like, why is you doing so much for other people just so you can get something out of them? You're basically kissing the ass. So I don't know if it was the fact that I was really sitting in the car not doing nothing, mind you, I'm not supposed to be there, or the fact that I'm on my phone. You normally move around, you have the truck, you do this, I'm never around. Why I gotta miss money because you want me to be around here standing still and you want to do what you want to do? Like, and he just keeps saying, how the fuck I'm supposed to do it? You're not even finished with the job yet. You can call me back. Mind you, it's a certain day. Like, I don't know, man. Okay. I caught him cheating. He thought he hung up on the phone with me. Mind you, I just bought a phone and gave it to him. So much weird shit. And I had been funny. I was trying to text and like, hey, I need the car today because I got to go get those kids. And he he happened to call me from the number I was listening from. And I tried my best to hold my composure. I swear I did. But it didn't work. I just told him to come get me. They can keep me because I'm not dealing with that shit. I'm not fighting for nobody. You're too old, I'm too old. I'm not kicking no doors down. Like, I'm just over it. I'm not doing none of that shit. With 3-part if I could, because this shit is super interesting. So that was part 1. Oh my goodness.
My response. So my response to this is, yeah, I had to take a breather on this one because this is the same thing that we've been talking about. This is the same awareness that I'm trying to tell you about. This is the same awareness that I'm trying to bring to you. Let's go ahead and let's kind of recap this. I did it the way I did it so I can cut the parts down instead of listening, because that tape, I think it's 30 minutes. I'll put the link to the full story or the full video for Miss Williams. I'll put that in the description so you can go to her channel and actually look at the full video. It's quite interesting, even though I'm about to sum it up. Let's go ahead and listen. Things is your girl Queen Dee Dee with Dee Dee Said It. I'm here today. I wanted to kind of talk to you about a story. So last night before I went to bed, I don't know why. I went on my phone. How you doing? You good? Okay, I'll talk to you in a minute. Okay, do you approve this story? What you giving me? Do you still approve this story, Trouble? You do? So can I finish it? Okay. Thank you, man. Thank you. Okay. We can finish this story. He's giving us approval. Giving me what? Do you approve this story? He already approved. Okay, your tail says intense and everybody what I'm looking for. I look for what's right and it may not be. If it's wrong, if it needs to be awareness, if you need to be exposed, that's what each. With this particular one, it says blink twice if you are in danger. Her name is Janet Williams. Y'all subscribe to her. She has some really good content. It's for the lonely heart. And it's a shame that you have YouTube creators that really come and bring content to you that's from the heart. And what I've noticed, those are the ones that get overlooked. Because we have people, they want to run to the real drama. They want to run to the real dramatics of things, but they're not looking for anything that's viable. They're not looking for anything that can connect them to their own lives. This lady's story is a connection to a lot of women, and I'm sure there are a lot of men out there as well. Whether they're egotistical and they don't want to show it or tell it, there's a lot of people that are going through stuff like this. And the things that these people are going through, and that we all go through on an everyday normal basis, this is one which is called a karmic relationship. A karmic relationship is one where you first meet a man or a woman and you find yourself so intertwined with each other. You find yourself so compatible. You find that you're doing everything to fit the glove, OJ. He ain't fitted. You find so much similarities. You find so much that it's indisputable. It's like there's no way I could have met my soulmate. There's just no way that I met this person and they're literally just a match made in heaven for me. I've never had this before. The problem with that is you did have it before. You've had it over and over and over and over again. You just didn't want to continue to recognize those signs because right here, you needed something from not just that particular person. You need something from anybody that can give it to you. And what we end up doing is running into the wrong people. Because one thing about a zebra, he can't change his stripes. I don't care how many times he paint over it. It never happened. But one thing you'll notice about that zebra, every time he tried to paint over his stripes, especially that white, it always gonna leave a smear somewhere. You're going to always find those telltale signs that something isn't wrong, something is wrong. And these things are similar to what I just went through. The problem with it is we get so caught up in our heart. We get so caught up in being wanted. We get so caught up in being needed until we miss the signs. But did you really miss the sign? You didn't miss the sign because this is a repetitive behavior that we go through inside because we still haven't found ourselves. Y'all hear me tell you the story all the time about the reason why I'm sitting down now talking to a totally different audience is because I had to be forced to sit down and realize my reality. I had to be forced to sit down and realize that it's more to me than people using me. It's more to me than me allowing to be used. It's more to me to continuously feel like I want somebody to just like me. I want someone to just invite me into their home and treat me like I'm a family member. It's more to me than cooking my good dinners. Yes, I cook. And giving it away to people who don't even appreciate me because wouldn't even offer me a plate of their food. Never. It's more to me than that. And it took the Lord to say, I've been knocking at your door and you are ignoring me and you're not letting me in. And what I had to do, Miss Janet Williams, I had to become selfish. Because you got people like your ex-boyfriend or ex-fiance that are selfish. So that's the other side of selfish. Let's get into listening to just a little bit of Janet Williams. I'm going to fast forward it some.
With in the beginning as friends. The shift and I'm not understanding what happened, really. To him and stuff, saying all the good shit. At the time,
That's just what narcissists do. They say all the good stuff. You got two types of narcissists. Really, the main narcissists look for a strong person, male or female. And what narcissists do, they know that you're strong. So in their head, it's a game. Let me peel back these layers and break this person down. That's what a narcissist do. In your case, you seem like a sweet, passive woman that's looking for something because you're not happy with yourself. If you were happy with yourself, I promise you, you pick and choose who you want in your life. They don't get to pick and choose you. When you start picking and choosing, you're going to see a difference in relationships. In order for you to start picking and choosing, you have to become selfish. You have to give it all up. Even for the love of love, even for the love of intimacy, even for the love of wanting to be wanted, you have to cut everything out, come to a complete drought, and rebuild. That means you got to take that seed and plant it. And you got to water that seed every day until you start seeing it blossom and bloom. Once you start seeing that plant blossom and bloom, you're arriving. That doesn't mean the growing is over. That means you've just begun. Because you got so much now that you got to do to protect that innocent flower that was once a seed. And now it's growing. And it's growing. And don't forget, the bigger you grow, the more people see it. The more they want to come and touch it. The more they want to be a part of it. But that's where you have to now keep watering it, because you ain't there yet.
it was going great. I've been since the day I met him to the round to a little bit after that time.
It was never going great. It was growing great in your head because someone told you good morning. It was going great because someone was being sexually active with you. But you seen those red flags even when it was going great, even from the beginning, even if he was a liar. You seen those signs. These are the things I'm trying to tell you. Once you become selfish, and then you become lonely, you will start waking up and really seeing signs of, is this for me? And that's when I need you to start practicing that yellow light. Slow down. I always tell y'all about a traffic light. You got red, yellow, and green. I promote yellow, red, and green. You in this relationship, it was going so well. No, it wasn't. It wasn't even going well then because there were signs that you seen. You just wanted to ignore it because someone was giving you a kiss on the cheek. Kissing you on the cheek like a baby. Giving you a pack and a smack. He was giving you a kiss on the cheek like a baby. You realized that you just I won't say you ignored it. You were happy having someone show you some attention. That attention was just a little bit different than the other attention you used to get. When you start noticing these signs, I recommend you start proceeding with caution. That's what the yellow sign means. It means slow down. It means slow down.
But you know, when it came down to our year anniversary, which was March 7th, things took a
There was things in between that year anniversary. There were things in between there.
a fucking shift.
It didn't take a shift at your year anniversary. It took a shift probably the first week or so. It been taking a shift. If there was always a shift there. You just didn't want to recognize that shift because you didn't want to believe that that shift really was existing because you were in your own head. Shay's world.
And I'm not understanding what happened, really. I gave him all of this glorification, and he turned around to be the same nigga that I dealt with for years. Because
he really was the same person from at least day 2 or 3 that you were dealing with from years. You just didn't want to recognize it. You just didn't want to accept it because you're a nice person, you're a sweet person, and you know in your heart that you deserve love too. You deserve to be appreciated. You deserve to be wanted, and you also deserve to be happy.
I feel like we should just be friends. Because
first of all, you're telling him that you feel like you should be friends. If this person have hurt you to the core, what's the sense in friendship right now? You need to find out how to be friends with yourself. Friendship with someone that's not friendly to you is still one-sided. You're still allowing this narcissist to be in your heart because there's no way you're going to be friends with someone that you've been that close and intimate with. Sometimes you got to give yourself a break. You have to walk away. You have to find yourself. Being friends is not the time. When you need to be friends with someone that have hurt your heart and broke it, you need to give your heart a chance to heal, because as long as you let someone like that continuously back and forth in your heart, guess what's about to happen? That heart is never going to properly mend. And while you're being friends with this person, they're still using you as a stepping stool. You're still questioning the behavior, but y'all are friends. You're still wondering where this person has been at, but you guys are just friends. Those are things that shouldn't be in your head because he's only your friend. So before you become friends after that type of breakup of tumultuous relationship, you need to be friends with yourself first.
that's what we should have started off with in the beginning as friends.
Right there. Right there. That's what a karmic relationship is. A karmic relationship will take you down so many different roads.
But yeah, since January, I let him move in March, around our anniversary. Matter of fact, I think I gave him a key on his birthday, March 1st.
You gave him a key. Where was he living at? I wonder, did he give you a key? See, I'm not beating you up. What I'm trying to say to you is this. When behavior is not reciprocated in a positive, constructive way, where it benefits the both of us, somebody is eluding the truth. I'm asking, did he give you a key? I'm only saying it because if you offered him a key, Did he ever give you a key to his home to let you know that you're welcomed in my world?
And our anniversary was 7. And now I'm like, damn, what did I do? Like, did I do something?
You did nothing but have a heart. You did nothing but have a heart. But in the same breath, that's where you did wrong. See, that's how we're penalized. We're penalized because we have a heart. We're penalized because we care. We're penalized because we'll give anything that we could give within means to help someone, even if it's neglecting ourselves. And what you did was you neglected yourself in a selfish, sided, narcissistic type of a relationship. You did nothing wrong in certain aspects. What you did wrong was you're not following your mind. Sometimes you can't lead by your heart. You got to start leading by action. You got to start leading and following by behavior. He's been showing you signs from the beginning that he wasn't for you. Even if he was for you in the beginning, he might have been there in the beginning to show you what you're really looking for in a man, or what you're really looking for someone else, what you're looking for in a woman. In these type of relationships, some of them be for a season or a reason, just passing, and others are there to stay.
And it's like it's fucking with me mentally.
And it's messing with you mentally because physically, you're not ready. Emotionally, you weren't ready. It's not messing with you mentally. Don't put that stress on yourself. Because sometimes when you start saying things like that, it's a part of manifesting it. And then in your head, you're going to start saying, am I crazy? No. Stop right there. There's nothing about you crazy. You're not mental. You're emotionally broken. And you're probably feeling like you're physically broken. Mentally, that's not mental. You're emotionally broken because you can't find a relationship that treats you the way you want to be treated. Why? Because you're not treating yourself the way you want to be treated. I don't know why sometimes we have a problem with being lonely. You got to find this path.
Because as I would get deeper into the story, I start questioning myself. Like,
that's the thing right there. Do you really need to get deep into the story? I mean, how many stories are you going to get deep into because you've been down this road before? It's a story that you've heard over and over. It's a scene that you've been seeing and playing in over and over. You don't need to keep repeating this story. What you need to do is repeat yourself. You need to repeat the story of, I'm not going to allow this anymore from a man. I'm not going to allow this anymore from kids. I'm not going to allow this anymore from family. I'm not going to allow this anymore from people. Matter of fact, I'm not going to allow this anymore from myself. Don't allow it. It's not right. Don't accept behavior from others that you would not want to accept for you. You need to start working on you. Stop repeating this story. It's the same story.
Me as a woman, what did I do?
You didn't do anything as a woman. You're going to need to continue to be a woman unless you're planning on changing that. There's nothing that you did, and that's the problem right there. You are always in a position where you're becoming a victim. How long do you want to be a victim of circumstances? How long do you want to be a victim of bad relationships? How long do you want to be a victim of being taken advantage of? How long do you want to be a victim of just being a victim? You got to find your way out of being a victim. You got to start looking at the room. You just got to start paying attention to stuff around you. This right here is going to lead you down the same path of a relationship.
Something for him to act this way, be this way, you know. And it just happened to when as soon as I give him a key, and they say as soon as you move in with a person, they show their true fucking color.
No, it wasn't him moving in that showed you his true colors. It was his behavior before he moved in that showed you his true colors. I know you can tell us whatever you want to tell us, but one thing about my ears and eyes, I seen it all. You've been seeing this. It didn't have anything to do with him moving in. What it did, it just broadened the scene. You've seen the bad behavior way before a year. Way before he moved in. Whenever he moved in, you've seen it before then. Unless you moved him in 2 weeks later. We don't know that part of the story. But you need self-help.
And now I'm with him 24/7. Okay, not 24/7, but I'm with him most of the time at night.
You're with him most of the time. But when are you with yourself? You got to find a way to be for you. Following people's footsteps, that's just a form of self-esteem. That's a form of, I don't feel real. I don't feel fulfilled. I feel like I got to stay on top of someone in order for them to see who I am, in order for them to believe me, in order for them to treat me right. You don't have to be with them 24/7. You need to find how to be with you. That's what the problem is. I see these women, they start putting these men up on these golden plates. And then when they get mistreated, they want to take the plate back. And then they want to fight their way to the fork. And then they want to beat you up to get the spoon. Because you made a mistake. You don't have to do this. Find you.
You know, not really even that. It's just the fact that he have a key. And I get to see him when I see him. Because when I get...
You got a key. But you get to see him. He got a key. But you get to see him when you see him. So that's when he's strolling in and out. What's the rest of this story here? What is the rest of the story? So where is he at? You with him all the time, but what's really going on here? What happened? What was their signs of adultery? Was he dealing with someone else, kid's mom, past girlfriends? What was it? Using you for what he can get?
He didn't even fucking come in at night. Do things good just so you did it. If that makes sense to y'all.
That's what a narcissist do. That's what selfish people do. They have to have attention. They got to get an acknowledgement. They got to make sure you give them their props for it. Even though they really aren't doing anything.
And I've been experiencing with him. Like, he do things just to say he did it. And he do things because there's a motive behind it. That I know. Homes to pick the kids up all jazzed up. And I'm not too much of a jealous woman like I used to be.
Right there. So you just said that he picked the kids up. Not sure if this is the same scene, but I'm assuming he picked the kids up from the bus stop and he have to be all jazzed up. My first question to you is he ever jazzed up? Because if he's not jazzed up, what were you looking for out of him? See, I like a man that's clean cut. I do. A little bit of thug in him. That's what we all do. When we say thug, let's define the word thug. Okay? At the end of the day, my point is he ever jazzed up? Is he ever cleaned up for you? Or did you just, a piece of man is better than no man? Because you noticed when he go to the bus stop or wherever he's gone to get the kids, he's jazzed up. Is he ever jazzed up? And you're not really a jealous person, not the way you used to be. No, you're still a jealous person. You know why? Because you're dealing with the person that's making you jealous. You're dealing with a person that's keeping you insecure. You're dealing with a person that you don't trust. You're dealing with a person that's not giving you no love. You're dealing with a person that's making you not be able to sleep at night. You're dealing with the person that got your head all over the place to where you think you're going mentally crazy. It's messing with your mental. But what you're failing to understand is you're dealing with two people that's doing that to you. One is him and the other is yourself. The first person that I can blame is you. Until you stop being you, take a step out of you, switch things up in you, you're going to continue to get a him in your life, including others. Jealousy is a sin. Enviousy, being envious, it's a sin. You don't want any of that type of stuff on your heart. Why? Because it stops you. It's a barrier. It's things and places you can't go and do and so forth and so on because you have a jealous streak. You have jealousy in you. You shouldn't have to feel jealous. You're a beautiful woman. Jealous why? You got something other people don't have. You have you. You have your nature. You have your spirit. You have your sweetness. You're just you. Anybody that takes you out of your you character, they're not supposed to be there. You got to find a way out of this.
Because I know my worth a little bit more. And I say this a little bit more. I'm going to get deeper into it later. But
if you know your worth, then make sure your worth start teaching you this particular behavior from these type of people aren't worth it either. That's when you know your worth. And you need to be able to spot when it's not your worth at the drop of a sight, especially when you've been through it so many times, like you said. Your past relationship. This man is no different than my past relationships.
Like, it's just the point of that's how he is. Until I just met the son, if you want to call it a me.
When you say that's how he is, it's good for him to be how he is. But if that behavior or relationship is not suitable for you, then how he is doesn't matter. But what it's showing me is that's how you are, because that's what you're accepting. So you're no different than who he is. We got to call an ace a spade when it's just that. You got to pick up the pace and get yourself together, because clearly you spot these behaviors out, but for some reason you're looking for something somewhere else. And the relationships that you're choosing, they're not bringing it to you.
I didn't meet his son. We went to his house to grab a title, which I still need to go further into that. That's why I gotta make these like couple of parts, because it's a lot.
It's a lot because you're allowing it to be a lot. It's actually not a lot anymore because you've been through a lot of this. It's only a lot when it's something you can't handle. It's a lot most of the times when it's something you haven't been through and you're like, my God, this is a lot for me to deal with. But these a lots for you are a lot that you've already dealt with in past relationships. It's actually not a lot. All you have to do is find a way to let it go and love you. Until you start loving you and letting it go, it's going to always be a lot. But how many videos of a lot are you going to put out? Because then it becomes a lot with this person. But it's a lot from the same guy that did the same thing before.
We went to his house to get a title for the truck that he's driving right now, just so I could put my name on it, right?
Just so you could put your name on his truck. You didn't see the red flag? I'm sure even prior to you putting your name on his truck, he showed you some red flags. But I'm sure the red flags that he was showing you then, you just didn't want to believe them. But just remember what a red flag is. It's red. That means stop.
So he treat his kids like royalty and golden, like they're golden or whatever. And I'm not saying that you're not supposed to do that, but after the stories I done heard about these fucking...
What do you mean you're not supposed to do that? You're not supposed to treat your kids like golden? Or are you not supposed to be neglecting me and mine? Learning how to intertwine and fit us into a combined family. Is that what you're referring to? Because I don't see it any different. At the end of the day, until you pick up the pace, there is something wrong. See, the thing of it is, it's not necessarily that he's treating his kids like golden. It's the fact that he's not treating you at all. Or he's not treating your kids at all. Or he may be treating the kids, your kids, a little different, but he definitely not doing it for you. So let's call it how it is. I get what you're saying about the children, but what you're basically saying is, he don't treat me good at all, but he put his kids up on a pedestal. But let's be clear, but you're not treating yourself good either, so how do you expect him to treat you? The way he treat his kids? He's not that crazy.
As kids, why would you do that with me? And you...
The reason why he's doing it with you is because you're doing it to yourself. What you're not understanding is you have to teach and train people how to treat you. And what you're teaching and training people is to basically step on me. You're teaching them to not give to you. You're teaching them to not acknowledge when you're hurting and in pain. You're teaching them these things. I want to blame this man, but he's going to do just what he's doing, because clearly that's what his job is, to be that person to someone that allow him to be that person. And that's where you come in at.
With me, my house. So it was a lot. It's just like, I'm asking him like, okay, can you introduce us? We done pulled off. And I pulled her out.
So I'm wondering, when she say introduce us, was she referring to the kids? Because I'm not understanding, as long as you've been in a relationship, you've never met them. Because you did say, what I hear is those kids are brats. So you've never met his kids before? That wasn't a red flag? You've been wanting to meet those kids because you wanted to feel closer to him. He wasn't giving you that opportunity. When do you run? When do you run? When you start seeing different signs, but they lead down the same road. When do you run? You're not going to run because you need him there with you. And if you don't pick up the pace with you, you're going to get another him. But I ain't running no more stories like this about you, girl, because I'm trying to tell you now.
So it's a roller coaster with him.
No, it's actually a roller coaster with you. It's a roller coaster with you because, like I just said, you keep allowing the same behavior to go on. The same behavior. You have to get your own self-esteem right. Until you get it right, it's going to continue to be a roller coaster. But the roller coaster isn't on the side that you think it's on. The roller coaster that you're on is a roller coaster with yourself. You need to find a way to get off that roller coaster. At the end of this, I'm going to tell you how.
He making me feel good. The next minute I'm crying.
That's not making you feel good. And that's not what's making you crying. What's making you feel good is he's at least treating you bad. He's at least treating you bad. So that makes you feel good. You know why? Because at least he's there. A piece of man is better than no man. Ain't that what y'all say? That's why he's making you feel good. So he's making you feel bad when he's not acknowledging you and treating you bad. That's when you start feeling bad. So let's kind of reverse that. Let's say it the right way. He make you feel good when he's making you feel bad, because at least you know he's present then. He's making you feel bad because you know he's tapped out at that point.
I mentioned in my last podcast that how he took so long to even give me the car, right? There were some things behind that.
This wasn't, and you put a truck in your name, right?
Yeah, he was taking hell long. He done been fixed that car. But he was driving that car around. Mind you, I didn't insure the car and everything.
So you put a truck in your name. Now you're putting insurance on the car. And he got 2 vehicles now. And you're still begging for a car. When your name is on the first car, repo it. And you're paying the insurance, cancel it.
Drove it, he was just driving it around all free or whatever until he got his truck on the road. So he's driving both cars. He's driving the truck and the car. I don't know where he going or where he was going.
You knew exactly where he was going and you knew what he was up to. That's why you start feeling insecure inside, because you've seen these same signs that you've seen before. That's why you knew exactly where he was going. And one place he was going was away from you. You knew that for a fact. Even if we don't know for a fact wherever he's been at, you know he wasn't around you. That's when we got to wake up.
And, you know, they raised me, you know, this, that, and the third. I can relate to that. But you never mention these people. You know what I mean? Like, why was they never mentioned?
The reason why whoever these people are, they were never mentioned is the same reason why you never met his children. Duh. He don't want you in that side of his life. And the reason why he's mentioning it to you now is because he needs you to start feeling a little insecure. He needs you to start acknowledging that he may be other places and you may not be welcome there. Or I may not tell you, but I'm telling you now who these other people are. That's that way where let me start getting my tempo together. Because whatever I'm doing or whoever I'm doing or whatever I'm up to, now I got a gatekeeper. I've already showed her that she's not meeting my kids. Now I'm telling her about the other family that did this and treated me, and this is how I've been raised. But you ain't never meet them. So now when he go to these places that you've never met them before, now there's nothing for you to question. Or is it?
That's just the common courtesy to tell me that you went out to your family member's house on the.
So you're allowing him to go to family member house and you're not even invited there, but he's living in your house with a key truck in your name and you paying insurance.
That's the first thing he always go to. My phone died. I'm like, oh, in the beginning. But see, a mechanic just be like, they be forgetful. But I know one thing about a mechanic, they know how to lie. They will make a.
Is the mechanic lying or is it the person? And I get what you're saying about mechanics lying because they act like they fixing on your car. But hey, that's anybody in business if you ask me. I mean, a lie may not be told in the same way or the same manner, but all of it lead down the road to a lie. So we're not going to blame it as a mechanic. We're going to blame it as the guy you were dealing with. If he's a liar, say he's a liar. The good part about it, he's been lying to you. The bad part about it, I wish you would have got strong from it.
About anything. And the man used to always say, oh yeah, I was working on cars all night. And throw it in my face in an indirect way. And then like, I'm supposed to just but toughen up. And like I be like, you don't treat me gentle.
He's not going to toughen up. First of all, you do need to toughen up. You need to toughen up for you. Not only do you need to toughen up for you, you need to also toughen up for your kids. I don't care if you got a boy or a girl. You need to toughen up for them, because the apple never falls too far from the tree. And if you continue to take this abuse, this physical, mental, verbal, emotional abuse from men, somebody, one of your kids, somebody gonna fall in those footsteps with you. Because I can tell you're just a loving person, love to give hugs and come here and stuff like that. But you got to start giving it to those that deserve it. And that's where you're failing at right there. You're giving it to people because you want it. You're not giving it because you want to give it to them. You're not giving it to them because they need it, or you're not giving it to them because they deserve it. And you're not giving it to them because they appreciate getting it from you. You're giving it to them because it's a gratification for yourself.
And I keep argument, he bring him out like, oh, I see what's going on. You want to get back with your kid's father. I see what's going on.
Typical narcissist. That's what they do. Guilty conscience always speaks for itself. When you hear stuff like that, run. That's what a narcissist do. They gaslight with you. They turn it on you. It's a gaslighter. Don't let them gaslight you. But you're going to continue to be gaslit because you gaslight yourself.
Why the fuck is he hitting his head? Why is he so pissed off? And when we got into our physical altercation, not too long ago either.
Now you're getting to physical altercations with someone that's clearly not treating you right, but you don't want to let them go. So you would risk being away from your kids, getting into a physical altercation for a guy that already showed you that he don't want to be with you or want to be around. He's already showing you that his kids come before you, so why do he care if you lose your kids?
It scared the shit out of me, because I was supposed to be working that day.
You were supposed to be working that day, but you didn't go to work because you had to keep up with this man. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. It seemed like it's a dominoes effect with you, or it's a playing checkers. The problem with that is you already know the next move. Stop playing Russian roulette with yourself. Find a way to pick up the pace for you. If you don't pick up the pace for you, you're not going to be anything for your children as far as showing them what to and what not to do in relationships. Keeping your heart mended the right way, the way the Lord gave it to you, not the way you allow a man to break you down and then he got to help you mend it again. No, that's not the natural way. You got to start loving yourself.
Doing deliveries and stuff, and I wound up going over where he was at somebody's shop. He's fixing on the person that owns the shop on their truck, and he getting mad at me because I'm in the car on my phone. Now
he wasn't getting mad at you because you're in the car on the phone. He's a narcissist. He's getting mad at you because he just want to be mad. Let's be very clear. Because if it's someone that he want to be with or be around, this particular behavior wouldn't happen.
Transmission, mind you, the man still to this day never gave him the damn transmission. And I'm like, why is you doing so much for other people just so you can get something out of them? You basically kissing the ass. So I don't know if
that part right there. Move on.
It was the fact that I was really sitting in the car not doing nothing, mind you, not supposed to be there, or the fact that I'm on my phone. You normally move around, you have the truck, you do this, you do. I'm never around. Why I gotta miss money because you want me to be around here standing still and you want to do what you want to do?
Now that part always confused me. It's confusing because you gave him a key and he don't come home. You gave him a key and you barely see him. You haven't met his children. He haven't introduced you. If you did meet his kids, then it's not really clear. He haven't introduced you to certain family because that's where he got certain behaviors from, or this is how he was raised up. He go get his clothes or something from somewhere, but you've never met that person, so you got to go back and investigate that. I'm confused as to when did he start wanting you to be around? Like, what was the motive at that point for him to want you around? What, did he need a ride? He already had a mechanic shop. They didn't have a car working for him to leave. I'm confused on that part. You are talking about a person who never wants you around in any other scene or any other situation. They don't want you to meet their kids. They don't want you to meet their family. They haven't done any of these things. When did he start wanting you to be around? Because you're at the mechanic shop sitting in the car on your phone and you're missing money? But why are you at the mechanic shop sitting in the phone with a person that don't want you around no other time? But now it's time for you to make money and he wants you around? I'm going to need you to clarify this part for me.
Like, sorry. And he just keeps saying, how's I supposed to do homework? You're not even finished with the job yet. You can call me back. Mind you, it's a certain day. Like, I don't know, man.
You know. That's why you keep saying you don't know. Because if I asked you, you don't know what, you'll tell me a reason why you don't know.
Okay, I caught him cheating. He thought he hung up on the phone with me. Mind you, I just bought a phone and gave it to him.
Right there, you steady buying phones, giving it to him.
So much weird shit.
What? It's not so much BS. You're steady buying phones. You're steady giving him phones. You're steady giving him you. You're steady giving him your time. You're steady giving him your energy. You're steady being broken, broke down, beat up, allowing this same man to mistreat you. And you're buying him a phone for him what? Not to answer?
And I had been funny. I was trying to text and like, hey, I need the car today because I got to go get those kids.
Are we going back to the same car that you're paying the insurance on? Cancel it. You're begging for a car when you're helping this man in so many financial ways, including allowing him to move in with you. And you're begging for a car? That's been a red flag. That's my point to you. You've been having all of these red flags.
And he has it.
Don't laugh. Things make you laugh, always make you cry. I know you're giggling right now and just you're giggling in a giggling way, but deep down inside, it's not funny. It's not funny. When I look at you, there's nothing about this story that's funny, not even a giggle. There are so many women and men out there that's broken. We're broken because we're letting people break us. And people are breaking us because we're allowing them to. I don't know. I doubt that you have seen any of my videos. And I will leave the link in the description. I'm going to create a video that specifically talk about selfish, lonely, and peace. And then I'm going to do a video that's referring to the traffic light. Right now, you need to practice the traffic light. I'm going to leave the link in the description for you and for anybody else that need it. And I don't know if I've ever been clear on the traffic light. I know I threw them in the stories. But you got some searching to do. And I hate that you are going through this. And in the same breath, you're allowing it. I don't know. You're allowing it because I could tell you're stuck. I'm going to put the link in the description. I got a video about being stuck. I'm going to put that link in the description for you as well. You want to see it, go and look at it. At the end of the day, If you don't find your way, you're going to continue to be beat up. You're going to continue to meet people that they don't care about you. You're going to continue to meet people that they're only there for a reason. Until you learn how to be selfish, you're never going to find your peace. Until you learn how to practice that traffic light, you're never going to know when to go. But you're never going to know when to stop either. But what happens when your car runs out of gas? Maybe one day I'll meet you. Maybe one day we'll talk. You got my page now. If you decide to, if you ever see this video, and you can also message me. We can talk, because I'm that person. I make time. This is just what I do. You are so beautiful. And I really feel bad for you because I could tell you're stuck. I don't know who you have in your life, but if you don't put you first, you're going to be in trouble. And I don't mean in trouble as far as incarceration or anything like that. I mean, you're going to be trouble. You're going to be in trouble in your mind. You're going to be in trouble in your heart. And you're never going to get past it. And you got kids that you're bringing up. How are you going to teach them? Or you're going to let them learn off of you? That's what a lot of kids do. They learn off of what they see their parents go through. Some of them continue down the same road. Apple don't fall too far for the tree. Then you got that one that say no way. But that one that's saying no way, because of you and your behavior and the way you handle things, you mess them up. And they have their own internal issues. So the relationships that they get in, they suffer. Because they've seen the hands of their parents, especially from a mom. Anybody that's watching this video, it's a way that you can get out of it. You don't have to remain stuck. The article that I was bringing to you, it was called Karmic Relationships. A karmic relationship is a relationship where you meet a person and they feel like they're your soulmate. They give you everything. They do this. Y'all always together, inseparable. Can you trust it? Can you trust a karmic relationship? 99% of the time, no. You got people that fall in there 1% where you realize it is my soulmate. But when you start seeing those red flags, proceed with caution. That means you put the yellow up. You got to know where you're going at. You have to. Don't get caught in a karmic relationship. Look it up. It's KARMIC relationship. I may put the link in the description for the article. I didn't even really read the article. I just didn't understand why it was brought to me last night. And it was brought to me by me. And I started scrolling. I'm like, whatever. And then I thought about someone and I said, it's a karmic relationship. We put so much into a person that we think is for us. Why? Because we choose to ignore the red flags. Start making excuses and forgiving them now. You're going to always be accepting a lie. There's your girl, Queen Dee Dee with Dee Dee Said It. I'm signing out. Like, share, comment, subscribe. If you don't do anything else, I say just get to know me. Have any articles or anything like that you want me to dissect? There's your girl. Y'all catch me over in the next video. It's Black Panther time. We got some more work to do.